Yeah, this is Gene Bailey. If you're unfamiliar, he runs this show called Flashpoint. It's owned and operated by Kenneth Copeland Ministries. Their whole goal in this TV show is to pump up Trump, do whatever they can to help him. It's absolutely psychotic, and they're about to get Mike Lindell on to talk about something. I don't know what. We're walking in together. So let's listen to what they have to say in this episode. Bound to be psychotic. While we do, we're going to play some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Won't be spoiling anything, so you don't have to worry about that. If you never played it or you don't mind it, don't care, just it'll be in the background. It won't bother you too much. All right, let's listen to this absolute nutter buttery. I'm going to step forward a little because he has announcements and stuff in the beginning. Sometimes it's tempting to watch their commercials because there's so much absolute psychosis in this, but okay. Gene Bailey's book.
But listen, I want to make sure you saw those spots in the break. It's very important. Next week, March 5th, Super Tuesday, we'll be right here at our normal time slot. And then right after Flashpoint, we will go with America Stands and bring you all the latest in election coverage. So that's Tuesday, March 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central.
That one already happened, and we watched part of it.
And you can join us there or go to americastands.govictory.com. And you can watch it there as well. All right, so one other thing. We're coming to Tulsa, before I forget. March 21st and 22nd, I want you to come, be a part. We've got some, it's a different look. If you've been to a Flashpoint event, this one's going to be different. Yes, we're still going to have a lot of the same people you know, but you're going to have a different experience. It is a ticketed event, so you need to, not only need to register, you can buy at whatever level you want to purchase. But Gene, I thought you were doing your free events. We are still doing our free events across America, but we're intercutting some of these smaller events, but they have to be paid because we need to be able to pay for the room and pay for the meal that's included, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you understand that. And
another thing is these people at Flashpoint have said openly, like they said in a recent episode, the last episode that we watched, I don't remember, the one before that, they said that they talk about psychotic stuff that's not supposed to be like open to the public at some of these events. So they, like they're waiting for events that are ticketed where people almost certainly aren't going to be, like Right Wing Watch won't be there. I so want to know what these people have to say at these absolutely psychotic events. That'd be that would be fascinating, but that's probably why they're ticketing some of the events.
We will broadcast part of it on the Victory Channel, as always, but there's a big chunk of this you won't miss if you are not there in person in Tulsa, March 21 and 22. Go to 2024flashpoint.live and register. It's right around the corner. I want to see you there. All right, let me bring in Mike Lindell again. Mike, the other day I was texting with you, and you said you had some good news about paper ballots, and I wanted you to share that with everybody tonight.
Okay. Well, as we listen, bear in mind everything that this guy says could very well be made up. Like, he makes things up for a living, so be cautious.
Well, and I've got good news, and now I got the bad news. I just got an hour ago, Gene, but let's go with the good news first. So, as everybody knows, if you go to lindellplan.com, we've had a plan since August where we're approaching every county to get them to, like a sales pitch, to get them to paper ballots hand counted. We've got over 250 counties committed nationwide to.
Hand-counted ballots is a bad idea. It is less accurate. Having people counted by hand is less accurate. The only reason anybody would ever want ballots counted by hand, the way that Lindell is like laying out here, is because they believe that the voting machines are like fraudulent and they're like messing with people or whatever other nonsense. There is no other reason for it. It's fabricated BS.
To go to paper ballots before the 2024 election. A lot of this is from New Hampshire and South Dakota. In New Hampshire, they have a thing there. You only need 25 signatures to get on the ballot, to get an election right away, to get rid of the machines, and that goes by town.
We shouldn't be getting rid of the machines. The machines are extremely valuable. They are more accurate. It takes less time. They're better in every single way, the machines are. Using voting machines or counting machines or whatever, it's better in every way.
Well, in South Dakota, Gene, we about a week and a half ago, we had a big event in Pierce, South Dakota at the Capitol, and all the counties in South Dakota, it's in their constitution that they can get 5% of the county's voters to sign a petition, and it automatically goes to vote within 60 days whether to go to paper ballots, hand counted. Sounds great, right? Everybody went there. We had about half the state so far, 66 counties in South Dakota. And I thought that was kind of divine, 66 books in the Bible. And we had already half.
Oh, my God. It's divine because there are 66 books in the Bible. Come on, man. Come back to reality, please.
Half of them there that were committed. They were already got enough signatures to get on this ballot. Well, just today, everybody, this guy named Lee Schoenbrook, you talk about blockers. This guy's the head of the Republican Senate in South Dakota. And I bring up blockers all the time. Horrible people like Brad Raffensperger in Georgia, Robin Voss in Wisconsin.
Raffensperger, not Raff. What did he call him?
Time. Horrible people like Brad Raffensperger in
Rassenberger. Okay. That's like Trump referring to hamburgers, like Hamberders, hamburgers, right? I love everything about the pronunciation. It's just wrong.
In Georgia, Robin Voss in Wisconsin, now Tim Hammers in Arkansas. Now we got Lee Schoenbrook, South Dakota. What he did, he's shoving a bill through in South Dakota as we speak, bill number 1140, to stop these citizens and the people of South Dakota to voting in their own county to go to paper ballots, hand counted. We have to ask ourselves, why would Lee do this? I don't know. Uniparty, the problem.
But it's turning into robot land over here.
Is disgusting.
All I'm catching is little snippets, like little word, uniparty and voter fraud. That's all I'm picking up.
It is horrible. John, let me go to you first out of that. I mean, this is some pretty big news here. Why would this Lee Schoenbrook come against something like this? It seems to be a no-brainer.
Well, like I said, so I guess the no-brainer they're referring to is, why would somebody be opposed to going to hand-counted all paper ballots? And the answer to that question is because it's less accurate. It is less accurate to do it that way. It's worse to do it that way. It's a bad idea. We should not be doing it. But, none of that matters. All that matters is that Mike Lindell is vindicated in his belief that he was correct all along. It's just an embarrassment, man.
He may be lobbying. We go back to the mammon thing, right? You can't serve God and mammon. It could be somebody's lobbying, somebody's paying him off. He's, who knows? I don't know the man.
No, it's all corruption. He doesn't want to go hand counted. It's got to be corruption. By default, you're going to assume that it's corruption totally.
I don't know why he's doing it, but I do want to say this. I applaud what Mike Lindell's doing. There's a lot of people out there that have not given up on fighting for fair and secure elections.
Okay. The elections that we have right now are fair and free and completely 100% safe. The 2020 election was the most secure in U.S. history. I know that Trump, seeded doubt in it, of course. He was seeding doubt in it, before it even ended. He was seeding doubt in it before the election even started. But it was the most secure in U.S. history. But building this assumption... Oh, I got Silka screens. That was easy. Oh, did I have to... did I have to beat the card counters? Is that what it is? Or the Blood Queen people? Is that what it was? He just gave me the stuff because I beat the Queen's Blood people. Queen's Blood is an awesome game, by the by. Anyway, let's sit back.
Out there that have not given up on fighting for fair and secure elections.
I am all for fair and secure elections. Nobody is fighting fair and secure elections. What people are fighting is less secure, less fair, less trustworthy elections, which is what Mike Lindell wants. Less secure elections and he's fighting for that by fighting against counting machines, against voting machines. Computers are much more accurate as long as they're not connected to the internet. I don't think that they should be. I don't want them connected to the internet. And they're not. They never have been. As long as they're not connected, I'm good. I'm happy. But these people are absolutely obsessed with the idea that there's some secret plot by the Democrats to like steal all this stuff. It's just an embarrassment, man.
Out of hordes, unjust scales. But I want our viewers to be very, very mindful. We can walk and chew gum. We can do two things at the same time. We can get out the vote. We can get everybody to vote while every single year. We're not going to fix everything.
Well, that's really interesting. Isn't he the one that literally just a minute ago said you can't serve God and government at the same time? You must serve God even if you're in government. Didn't he just say that? And now he's saying you can walk and chew gum at the same time? Okay.
This year, but we're going to fix as much as we can fix for fair and secure elections on all the fronts. Paper ballot software issues, that stuff is not going to go away. So I applaud everybody who's still working on that, but don't let that be the excuse and say, well, they cheat and get away. Well, the rich are always shutting it down. Well, these establishment deep. No. We don't do that. Go back to what we said earlier. The Canaanites were in the land that God promised us. God has made promises to us. We can fight for this land and get that nonsense out of here and get fair and secure elections while we gin up the vote and get as many people using their voice, being salt and light as we can this year. I'm excited. I see that. I see the tension. We just need to keep people mobilized, Gene.
Yes, we do need to keep them mobilized. Look at this. This is good news, too. Let me show you. James Wood.
God, these people. Oh, my God. James Woods. He mentioned James Woods. That dude is absolutely. He's drunk the Kool-Aid, the Trump Kool-Aid. The insanity Kool-Aid. I don't know what he's about to say about James Woods, but it's going to be nuts. These people need help, man, for real.
As Gene.
Yes, we do need to keep them mobilized. Look at this. This is good news, too. Let me show you. James Woods calls for passing a constitutional amendment declaring Election Day a national holiday. Paper ballot.
Wait, so he's calling for a constitutional amendment, calling it a national holiday. Interesting. If they did that, it would mean that more people would have the day off. I don't think, yes, that would be good. I think I'm fine with that. No problem. But I would really rather it be like election week. Why does it have to be like election day? Can't we have a period of time where people can go in and they just take their time voting? I don't get it.
Ballots and government-issued voter IDs in all 50 states. You know.
Well, that's the thing. When you register to vote, you have to deliver your ID. You get your ID, or you give your ID to the person, and you sign your signature, and you tell them where you live and everything, and they record all of that, and they compare signatures and everything to all of this stuff. And making people get their IDs is a form of voter suppression, making them bring their IDs to the location. When they don't need them, they don't actually have to even have IDs to be verified. It's voter suppression. It's making it harder for people to vote.
Colonel West, that seems to be like a no-brainer there, too. That sounds like a good idea.
It's an absolute no-brainer, and you have to ask yourself, why don't we have that? And to echo everything from Mr. Lindell and also my good buddy there, we already have some discrepancies that are popping up here over the last 2 days in the state of Texas, where we are seeing these machines kick out duplicate voters.
Wait, are you telling me the system kicked out duplicate voters? Wow, machines working to our advantage to benefit us, to make sure that there's no fraud taking place in the system or anything. How about that? That's super interesting, huh? Either way, I don't even believe the dude. Like, this sounds like completely made up to me, honestly.
On the 27th and the 28th. So we do have some concerns with these machines, but as we all know,
we do have concerns with the machine. He literally just described the machine functioning as it was supposed to. What are our issues with the machines again?
These companies have lobbying efforts, and of course, they want to have a state take their machines because that's how they make money. I think it is time to.
Wait, they want to have the state take their machines because that's how they make money? What?
We start to look at going back to something that enhances our confidence, because right now the confidence is not there, but we have to stay vigilant, we have to stay resolute, and we cannot give up, because that's exactly what people want us to do. And I think that when you start to look at the unsolicited mail-in ballots that were used in the last election cycle, that's unconstitutional. We got to get away from that. When you start to look at the fact that we've had tens of millions of illegal immigrants flooding into this country, got to make sure that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he say we have tens of millions of illegal immigrants flooding into the country? Is that what he just said? Holy Christ, that does not sound right. I think that we're having like, tens of thousands at best, refugees who are coming in through the humanitarian corridor.
Of illegal immigrants flooding into this country, got to make sure they don't vote, and we got to make sure.
It's not possible for quote-unquote illegal immigrants or even legal immigrants to vote. You have to register, and you can't register without like a social security number and stuff. Do you know what I had to provide to register to vote? Birth certificate. Not just any either. It has to be a certified, stamped, original birth certificate, social security card. And I needed a bunch of other stuff. What was it? 2 forms or 2 proofs of residence. So lease or electric bill or water bill. Well, they don't have water bills in New York City. Water is free here. So some kind of form of residence, proof of residence. I had to have all kinds of stuff. You have no idea. I had a manila folder, a packet. It was like this big, full of stuff that I needed to prove that I live where I claim that I live, to register to vote. Immigrants cannot just walk in and do whatever, just, register to vote that easy. God, this is such a joke. This guy is a joke.
Without a doubt that we are protecting that system out there to ensure that the American people can have faith and confidence in it, but that means you cannot give up. You have to still go out there and do what is necessary to vote, and when you see something, you say something and you report it.
All right. Well, Carrie Lake has something that she'd like to say about.
Oh my God, dude, Carrie Lake.
Getting back to what elections used to be.
What they used to be. Yeah, they used to be secure and they're not anymore. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Appreciate you guys listening. This is absolutely insane. If you want to see more of this, then stick around. I'll be covering more of these people. Absolutely nuts, dude. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget, check out my book, okay? owenmorgan.com/book. Just got the line editing back, so I'm going to have to make the corrections they suggest, and then I'm going to pass it back to them, and they pass it back to me. It's going to be a little bit longer, but the moment the line editing is done, I'm going to record the audiobook and everything else.